Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world. We're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod and the 40 unit save version. We pretty much ended the turn, ready to start a new one, so that's just what we're going to do. We're going to start out with a new turn and see what excitement it brings us. Just as a refresher, having knocked out the Cherokee, that is it. The Mughal Empire is the only one we are at war with right now. Not even any minor nations are at war with us. For the most part, the only hostile countries, and eventually we are going to have to go to war with Britain, is Great Britain and Spain, which we've done battle with. And what's kind of funny is territorial expansion seems to bother the British the most, or highly bother the British and highly bother Spain. Look at that, negative 446 regarding our territorial expansion with Spain. It doesn't seem to bother others, or else we are offset enough because they value our alliances more than our territorial expansion. So I just happened to notice that and then thought it was interesting. We don't have to worry about any shipping routes with the Mughal Empire to raid because we blockaded all their ports. So there's really not much to do on the seas at the moment. So let's just get the next turn going and see what excitement and adventure it brings us. And the Ottoman Empire, one of those factions that is quite happy with us, continues to want to shaft us with these trade agreements. They want an exorbitant amount of technology for just some little tiny technology. Sorry, we are friends with you, but we are not that good a friend. All right, the turn is over, and we have a couple rakes, hopefully, that have had successful missions here. Yes, they are. And okay, we have 3 rakes with successful missions. Now let's see what else we got going on down here. Recruitment report mostly down in India. We also have a hefty amount of second-rate ships of the line coming on board. Looks like 4 more second-rate ships of the line, which at the moment, as far as I'm aware, there's no first rates out there. We have the cream of the crop as far as naval ships compared to everybody else. So we have a new town emerging. Let's take a peek where these are popping up. This one happens to be in France, and I think things are probably in good enough shape in France that we can probably, if we look at France, public order is just hunky-dory. Well, maybe not as much with the lower class. With the nobles it sure is, but I think what we can get away with is some kind of manufacturing. In this case, is weavers. So that new town is dealt with, and we have a construction report. Ooh, this should definitely help us having all these different plantations come on board. Our income used to be up closer to, I think, 37,000, so we'll see if we can't help. We did some infrastructure work last turn or last episode. We may continue with that to keep working on our income. And we got some new principles in gunnery. Quaker engineer and mathematician Benjamin Robbins has completed his experiments with ballistics and fortification, publishing the results as New Principles in Gunnery. Included in this volume are his notes on the motion of projectiles and the air's resistance to them, the ranges of mortars and cannon, the flights of rockets, and the advantages of rifled gun barrels. So a lot of discovery coming up. Rifling of the gun barrels is a big one. So a lot going on in history. Let's take a look. Our 2 flashpoints that we have to deal with right now are in India and over with Cuba. There is something still in the Americas, and that is the pirates that reappeared. One thing I did notice up here that makes me a little nervous is quite the stack over here from Russia wandering around, and I'm wondering if they're going to be tempted, even though our relations are potentially friendly, if they're going to be, it says friendly, but we know that doesn't always carry a lot of weight. So we do know they have a full stack army over here, and we have some very vulnerable territories in Norway and Copenhagen. So this turn, I think what that leads me to do, and I don't have much over here in the capital. That's what I wanted to get an eye on too. Kind of leads me to spend a little time and effort over here with some recruitment. Now, let's take a look at our army real quick. Cavalry, we probably can afford a little more cavalry, maybe another artillery. So let's spend some of our funds over here on the army and recruitment. And we'll do just that. Regiment of horse, hussars, light cavalry. That's fine for running down, but let's go some basic cavalry right there. Let's go with the 12-pounder, and let's just get ourselves another infantry unit. We'll go with the Swiss infantry unit. In fact, we'll go with 2 Swiss infantry units. That starts making me feel a little better with the Russians being a little bored. We just don't need them to get too tempted over here now, do we? And let's take a look over in the Americas right now. And we have some forces over here that I am interested in bringing down to our ships over here. And I'm thinking these forces will be more than sufficient to take over to the island of Cuba. We do have some replenishment to do here, so let's select them and get them replenished over here in New Orleans. And let's get back over here. A couple things we got to do here. We got to do a little construction on the port, and we're going with the trading port here. And then we also need to get the army loaded up so we can head them over. And it doesn't look like we have anybody guarding the port at this point. So we're going to get everybody loaded up. And we're going to take one of our units in the army here to cover the port. And in the meantime, we are going to recruit. Well, we can't recruit here yet because we got to rebuild. So we just got that one unit there. Let's see if we can rebuild here. Then we can recruit militia to get over there. All right, let's get our navy flowing. Bring them back down here. Now we have been kicked out here, so we're going to have to probably land our force right next to the single battle-worn unit that kicked us out of the port. With this vessel, what we're going to do is this. We are going to go right back into the port and blockade at least. And then we're going to drop off these forces. Bring them right here and find a spot where we can well, let's get them down here first. I'm sure we can offload here over here, cut them off from the main group, and there we go. And we are there on land, ready to do battle. Oops! Yeah, I saw the single bar for the ship and panicked that it was a single bar for the army. But no, let's bring the ship over here. Our fleet is full and complete again, and then we have more than enough forces to deal with the pirates on the island right now. It looks like, yeah, we have this force here. Yeah, we should be in decent shape to be able to handle the pirates, I would think, and we're going to do just that. And let's just make sure, back up here, we got everybody moving in the right direction. We're going to start upgrading the capitals in these provinces so we can feel free and be able to move our armies out. And keep our rake moving up to the New York province that we are going to need over here eventually to keep our eyes open up here. I'm not going to do any more upgrades at the moment. Well, yeah, I will do the ones that don't have anything sitting there, and one is the mine. And this one, I think I was going to do a church school. And I don't think I have any unproductive ones at the moment. We'll come back. I want to continue our infrastructure improvements over in Europe first before we move over here. And we'll get a farm started where nothing existed before. We won't do any more upgrades beyond that. Now let's get our focus over to India, where we should potentially have some opportunities over here. We'll call them that. Minor forces coming our way. So let's get in here and take a look at the army and spend our funds here where we can to upgrade. Oops. About 2,200 to upgrade battle weariness there and recruit back to full strength. We've got the last little bit of recruitment here, so we're mostly at full strength here, as this is the time we're moving against Nagpur. We've been wanting to take over this province for a long time. I'm itching for a battle. It's been a few days since we've done our last mission. We're due for a battle, and we are no way, even though it's in our favor, most definitely, no way are we going to auto-resolve this one. We're going to take it out on the battlefield, and I'm itching for a Empire battle. We got an artillery brigade of mortars and just a single artillery brigade of regular guns. Doesn't even say what kind, a Saker. So, see if they'll surrender, and they do not. So let's get down in there. We'll see you on the battlefield. All right, looks like a wide open battlefield. Their deployment zone is over here. Looks like they're pretty much around the city straight ahead of us. It's hard to kind of see with the coloring. Okay, there's their light green coloring, so they're pretty much in the city, on the back half of the city, where they'll be deploying in the center. So we're going to set up, we got nice hillsides in the background with which to deploy artillery on to give us amazing field of view. So I'm going to set up taking advantage of that. We don't want to go too far back just so that we don't gain proper coverage over their deployment zone, but at the same time, we have some height advantage here, and we can keep our artillery safe. So I'll be right back with our setup. See you in a moment. All right, we are back and we are set up. We got the general right in the middle. The terrain makes some interesting work of straight and normal lines, so we got to bend around a lot of the terrain limitations that it gives us. But we got 2 regiments of cavalry on each flank ready to jump out with the general in the center. We put a regiment of cannon up high here. We put a regiment of cannon up high here, and we brought one up closer down here, but it still has a little bit of that cliff protection up in front. So we should be in good shape here as far as cannons not having to worry about melee attacks directly. All the units in the back tier, the back flow, have been put to assault only, no automatic fire at will. The front lines, of course, are set up for fire at will. And there you go, pretty basic setup. I kind of like our hillside allowing cannon to shoot over all our frontier units, and we can advance at will depending on what they do and how they set up. So let's just get this going. The big thing obviously is let's find out where those mortars are going to be and their artillery. And they're pretty distant, and it looks like the setup for both those units is right here, and looks like they'll be firing right away. The mortars are in range. So what I'd like to do, let's get our cavalry a little bit closer, at least on this flank, and see if we can't make a determination on when and how we can move against those mortars that are just going to pound our lines, especially staying stationary since we're in range. We're also going to take our cavalry out on this wing, mainly as a direct counter towards their camel gunners. In fact, we're going to charge right in there on the camel gunners. They seem pretty isolated and exposed and prone to a charge by us. They're pretty well protected. The artillery is not something I'll be moving on directly, that's for sure. We're going to have to rely on our artillery to do some damage against them, at least initially. Let's get back over here and see what this charge is looking like. Oh, we did take some significant, wow, they did some damage on our charge. They brought a bunch of us down. They are armed gunners. They're camel gunners. Yeah, we took some definite hurt, especially in this one regiment. But hand to hand, we should match up okay, and I'm hoping we will bring them down. And yeah, there's no fear of them getting reinforced here anytime soon. He is charging with some horsemen up in the center. Our lines should be able to take care of him. In fact, he's almost in range. And we should start that now too. We're going to take arrow shots. That's their strength. We're going to hope that our line infantry can wear them down more than their arrows can wear us down. I'm not seeing a lot of continuous fire. Let's hope fire by rank gets going here. The arrows are doing an amazing job. Arrows in Darthmod, for some reason, seem always powerful to me. The bowmen in the Native American tribes like the Cherokee always, when they get close, do some significant damage to us. And we are not firing by rank by any means, so maybe the VOC infantry is not capable of doing that. I'm not sure. But we have driven them off. And we have to worry now. We've taken this battle over here in significant time frame. It's time to call off our cavalry. Unfortunately, we did not handle those gunners as well as I expected. They are definitely hurting, down to 69 from 160, but they're hanging strong. Their morale is holding on nice. So let's bring them in range of our line infantry and see if that can't help us out. We're going to get a shot in our backs, apparently, if we don't get out of range of there. Okay, the Zamindari horsemen have returned for some more, but they're staying out of range, just out of range. We have more Zamindari horsemen, but they definitely weakened us here. Well, not too bad. 270, 264. So they have weakened us. So they do have the ability to wear us down. But I have replacements right in the back row if it gets too bad. But now they're weakened now. They can't full strength. They can do some damage. But weakened, they didn't get us too bad. We're gonna have to keep an eye on these dervishes here. Right now, they've kind of halted their attack. We're gonna bring this unit out here. We're gonna give them fire at will. And we're going to see if we can't set up a square formation to help protect our cavalry that's quite battle worn now. And we have cavalry over here that's under attack that we lost track of. Let's see who has them under attack, and that is dervishes. Now we can hopefully run away from them. Get them to go against our line infantry, which is much better at, well, that's firelock infantry. We got armed populace over here. Oh, wait, it's more than dervishes. Well, they're obviously able to keep up with us. Look at that. Look at how they're running, but this ought to wear them out if we can keep our cavalry running over here. And at the moment, looks like we've mostly taken care of their artillery units, because I do not see them anymore. So I think what we're going to do is run cavalry back, get them behind our lines, and let our strength, our line infantry, deal with what we got out here. Let's run both these units. Get the cavalry back where they belong. Uh-oh, we're at the map edge though. So we're going to run in and see if a charge on the dervishes will help us gain access back to our lines. They're in our way. They're going to pay for being in our way. Well, let's let's see if we can continue running through. We had some definite challenges over here. Continue running through them, guys. Looks like we got through, and at the same time, we caused some morale hits on them. Let's check the rest of the lines while we're here. And we are holding strong. Dervishes are enclosing. We're going to bring some of our support back up for just this purpose. They didn't wither under our fire, which wasn't exactly the most pronounced fire. Okay, we held. Bring them back. We're going to keep in square formation in case those gunnery camels reappear, but it doesn't look like they will. So let's start running them down so that they do not return. And secure this flank. We're looking at levy units. They cannot be bad. This is more like the armed citizenry kind. They're low in strength but high in numbers. So we really haven't had to do much as far as our lines are concerned. Let's get our cavalry ready to come back out. Readjust these lines here, and we're ready for them. And it looks like we have them retreating pretty much all over. So what have we got over here? We got some levy units coming out towards our cavalry. Yeah, everybody that was panicked, that had low morale, is regrouping now for another attack. When we hold up to the main attack and cause them to retreat, the successive attacks after that usually are not that challenging for our line. So with this in mind, we're going to bring the cavalry back out. It's much safer now to come out in this kind of a circumstance. We won't take as many casualties. Woof, we've taken half our units gone on that one, almost both of those. So our cavalry kind of got brought out and we lost track of them, and the dervishes did their number on them. Now it's time to pay back those dervishes units on our terms and take them out. Keep them from returning. And I think we've pretty much taken care of this unit. Let's bring our cavalry over in this direction so when these units break again, we can try to keep them from coming back at all. There's some nice fire by rank going on here. Love our fire by rank. Now what we're going to have to probably do is move forward. We got some entrenched here infantry over here, so I think it's time, it's safe, and we are able to bring some units forward now to dig them out of their position. We're taking fire with our infantry units, so I think it's time to run them farther back out of range. Forget about this unit at the moment. Fortunately, it's armed populace, so I don't think their fire... Oof, down to 35 out of 120 original in the unit. That's just sad. Stop our advance here. We're going to stop our advance here. And we're going to get the rest of us faced up towards this unit. We're taking a number. We're taking them on and hurting them bad here in the center now. We've got a unit here that is. We need to get out of here. We're being chased by some musketmen, and I don't relish that fact. And we can charge musketmen. Our cavalry has also already been used in some difficult situations. So it's time to bring on our strength. And we got everybody folding left and right on this line. Okay, we're going to continue the push on this wing. This is their remaining resistance pretty much down here. We're going to run them in, try to form up as quickly as we can. And they're pretty much in range, so let's halt our advance, see if we can do some hurt. Bring the cavalry down here. Bring this cavalry over here. Keep them from escaping. And as the opportunity presents, come into the rear. In fact, this unit will continue into the rear over here. Break the resistance. Bring them charging in. Do the same thing in the rear over here. Break this final resistance and end this battle. Oh, we got someone over here. What have we got over here? The musketmen have snuck through the cracks. They're going to be charged and attacked by all the infantry or artillery now on this sole and lone infantry unit. Because the resistance over on this side with the cavalry charge in the rear has broken. And we are going to bring the center of our line forward. It'll allow us, with this weird terrain we're working with, looks like this musket unit is probably the only cohesive unit. Oh, we got something way in the back, some levy units that we'll have to address also. I think we've done a number on most of the units over here. Let's bring all cavalry remaining on this side against the levy units over here. Let's try and end this battle, because we've broken their unit in the center of the musketmen. Cavalry will the artillery will continue to bombard them during their retreat. We're going to bring out the general at this point. They're running up towards our lines that we have here. Let's just reform them a little bit. Take advantage of their advance, and we got them with the cavalry. We got pitchforks against the swords. And they're folding already. That may be the last bit of resistance that we have here. Yes, it is. Let's end the battle. Heroic victory on our part. We knew we were going to win. Based on the power meter, I was pretty confident that we weren't going to have too much trouble. And we didn't. 721 losses versus their 5940. And Nagpur is finally ours. We're going to burn it down, build it with our own kind of building here. And we'll do the same here. Yeah, we're burning it down, excuse me, not upgrading. And this one's not a problem. We don't have to convert that. I guess a mine is a mine, is a mine, is a mine. No matter what the territory it's constructed in. So we got a new territory. That's good. We're making our continued progress over here. Now the territories we're going to need to win the game is this one right here, Hindustan. And then we're going to need some more southern ones of Bijapur and Goa. And then finally we're going to have to declare war against Mysore and take that over. So my hope is to solidify everything that the Mughal Empire holds that we need, get that under our control, see if we can't sue for some peace against them so we can focus on Mysore. After taking Mysore, then Great Britain is the final goal and target, both in India and in the Americas. That's the grand plan. Now the question is, will the grand plan hold, as they usually do not? We gain some traits, morale in battle, and command when leading infantry units. So congratulations, guys. Job well done. What we need to do, though, while we're down here, continue that reinforcement flow, just for when that time or that eventuality hits that we hit a little bump in the road and we need some reinforcements. So let's get over here and bring these infantry units down here. We're just going to continue at the moment with pure infantry recruiting builds. And then we'll get these units boarded up. And we'll do the reinforcement shuffle here. I'm going to see if we can't land them right here. Reinforcements into Kutak. And keep that flow going. Alright, let's make sure that we are getting replenished over here while we're here. Oh, we definitely need to upgrade as far as if we want to march this army out of here. But first of all, let's see if we can't do any more replenishment on the army. And it looks like no more units need anything. So, let's see about destroying and upgrading buildings we need to repair, destroy, upgrade, etc. We're starting to get a cushion between this territory, so I'm starting to feel that now we might be able to spend some funds as far as upgrading and repairing. Might be more worth it for us. Same thing down here as we gain that buffer. We just about spent our funds as far as our upgrades go. As far as tea or sugar, or is that tea or cotton? Looks like tea or cotton. Let's see which one has the better income potential. Cotton sit at 18, tea at 22. Looks like we're going tea on this plantation. And we can make that same call over here between spices, the peppers, and the sugar. Sugar 14, the peppers 24. So yeah, the spices are definitely the call here. And we just about spent our money. I don't think there's anybody else we need to upgrade anyway, so I have no problem spending the money. Time to invest in a port. We can, but I'd rather do a trade port as opposed to a fishery. So we'll leave that as is. And that will come close to ending our turn. The only thing we got to worry about and double check on, we don't have to worry about ministers right at the moment because we got them finally satisfactorily upgraded. But we do have to worry about some of the minor characters. We may have some rakes that need movement, so I'm going to check on those. And as I find them, we'll come back and move them. Okay, our rake in Hanover we need to get. We said we were going to get that one over to Berlin to keep eyes over here. Let's see if he can make it. And he's successful in infiltrating. So we now have eyes over here on Berlin also. So we're getting pretty good eyes as far as where his forces are for Russia. Once again, I just want to be safe. I don't want to get surprised anymore. We're going to get the rakes out here. All right, I don't see anything new. We're going to go ahead and move on forward to the next turn. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we have had an enemy raid, probably in somewhere where we've already spent. Now this is over in territories we've conquered, so this looks like about the only spot where we could have still burning where we did some repairs. So maybe we'll hold off on repairs till we find a spy over here. Agent recruited. We have a new missionary in Spain. About the only place I can think. Where would he be? Right down here. Let's get him heading up to some areas where we may need some conversion. Successful missions on rakes. We're doing good. Recruitment report. We got India, and then some more of our Netherlands units have come on board. And construction, we're starting to get some of our roads built. We never did get more roads built last time, so we'll see if this time, this turn, we can maybe focus on that. Now last turn we didn't ever move them. We did have a couple new second rates come online. We're going to join that with our North Sea Navy. And we may have constructed a couple right here. Yes, we did. I'm going to purely bring them straight to our North Sea Navy at this time. And I don't think over in our shipyard down in Spain we were doing any construction of any kind. Yeah, nothing going on here. So what I'll do is a little naval recruitment here, a couple second rates. Okay, 3 of them. Purely for our Mediterranean fleet, which is currently parked right here on the Mediterranean side of Spain, Cartagena. And for the moment, that's it in Spain. Let's go take a look at India and see what's going on down there. Yeah, we're continuing to get minor pushes against us here. Let's go see. We need to spend here on infrastructure so we can at some point leave. This city. We don't want to be here in these cities stuck forever with our units. Let's go see. Is the army all being replenished? No, they are not. We need to recover from our battle. And we're not seeing any great forces moving against us yet. We just got to try and not let them get too far past us so they can start raiding us in any significant fashion. Going with church school here. Going with the rice paddies here. Now that they appear to be safe. And we do have a rake obviously active here. Let's go see if we can afford the craft workshops here. And the rice paddies. And that'll get us started here. I don't want to build too much in the front provinces until we have them more secure. We will go ahead with this port here though. There we go. We'll double check the army, make sure we are fully healed here, and now we will be. We have a few more reinforcements we needed to get. If these forces start pushing in, farther in, we will react to them, but this is a turn of healing and getting our infrastructures back in order here so that then the public order stays okay as we then move out. So let's reinforce down here with the units we've built. Bring the Navy the rest of the way, load up the army, and continue the reinforcement flow that we have going.
Orders? Zijn die bevelen, kapitein?
And this time we can make it all the way back to port. So it's just a matter of time. We're building up here, and I feel like with our advances that we're making, you can see they're not sending a ton of forces our way. They are reinforcing Bijapur. So that'll have to be one of our next targets that we move against. Probably moving over this way. We have two main goals. This territory, Hindustan, I believe, is one of our victory conditions. So I'm planning to move the Nagpur army up here when they're able. The only thing I have to debate, are we going to go via this province and then north to kind of make a better buffer? And then this army can move out here. This is not a required province just like this one, but it kind of solidifies our provinces so we don't have big jutting gaps in between them. Now Bijapur is a goal, and so is Goa. So that's our goal there. Let's see how we're looking down in the Americas and Cuba. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take back this port and then start marching towards Havana. We're just going to auto-resolve on this one. We took a lot of losses compared to what we were up against. That's the dangers of auto-resolve. But it was a battle we didn't need to fight. Let's go take a look at our army. Let's see about reinforcing and recruiting our losses there. And then we'll be able to make the march towards Havana. We'll start out by moving it. Well, we won't move into the school because I don't necessarily want to get it burning and have to spend more funds to repair it. And what we should be able to do is now move into the port and deal with it that way. So I don't know if we can quite reach it next turn. I don't know if our movement will get us there. But we'll give it the old college try next time. We'll see. Now I'll just take a quick look around at the list, see how we're looking. Alright, we got our rake over here, Kentucky territory. We're going to get him moving up here towards Niagara. Then we'll be in good range to keep tabs, keep an eye on New York, which is will be an upcoming target of ours. I think we're going to keep this rake. In fact, I have no reason or no need to infiltrate here. If we just stay nearby, that's good enough. Let's just infiltrate the school. And he was detected, but he managed to escape. So here, so much for that 95% attempt to infiltrate, right? Have we lost sight, or do we still have sight over here on this unit, which is kind of scary. But we'll just keep an eye on him. One thing we're going to do now is let's just highlight infrastructure here in Europe. See if we can't work on finishing. A lot of them have gotten to the final metalled roads. Let's see who needs to still be upgraded. We got cobbled roads here in Alsace-Lorraine. That'll need to be upgraded next turn. And it looks like we are able to potentially move out to India, and I think we'll do that. Actually, Where do I want the roads upgraded more? Let's work on the Americas, where it's a little less contested right now, so our investment will pay off, hopefully. And we don't have to worry about being used against us. We'll start up here in Niagara, or where do we hold the northernmost territory? Let's find out. Right here. That's the Body House. Iroquois territory. Let's start upgrading the roads there. And we'll continue in that direction. Yep, we can continue with Niagara. Kind of coming on down to give our armies good roads to march north on. Kentucky territory definitely needs to get up to just cobbled roads. Same with Cherokee territory. And we probably got one more that we can upgrade to cobbled roads and be done. And this is where we'll do it, up in Detroit. All right. So that has the turn done. What we're going to do is, I think we're at a time where we probably are at enough of a time limit where we need to pause right now, and we'll begin next episode with another new turn, see what excitement and adventure that brings us, and see if we can start hunting down some more battles as we solidify our position and start taking over the last of our required territories. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed the battle. Give me a thumbs up if that's the case. And geez, it's so late into the playthrough. If you haven't subscribed by now, what's going on? Let me know. Why aren't you subscribing? Get on board, guys. Get on board. Don't miss any future episodes. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time. Thanks so much.